Good morning, guys. It's about 3:28 in the morning right now, and right now I am at Chadstone Shopping Centre because we are going to go line up for the Omega Swatch launch. Due to time zone differences, we are kind of one of the first markets that are going to be able to get our hands on the new collaboration piece. So right now we've just parked our car and we just basically need to go like the back door entrance to the side where the Swatch shop is. Because the mall is basically closed right now, we can't get in through the main entrances. We just have to go from the back. And yeah, this is the path. So when we arrived, we already saw a couple kind of get out and walk this way. We just saw another guy walking this way as well. So not sure how many people will actually be there at the lineup. So it's 3:33 and this is the situation. There's a massive queue already. It's probably like 30-40 people already. This is where it starts, and here is the queue. So this gentleman here is pretty much the first one in the queue for the Chadstern line. So what time did you get here?
6 o'clock last night.
Okay, so that's pretty much 9-ish hours right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything kind of special that you're excited about this collaboration?
Not really. I only saw the watches online yesterday, and I thought, they look all right. And I've got 14-year-old twins, boy, girl. So I'm going to get them. We're allowed to buy two, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get them one each for their 18th birthday, and then that's it. Put them away.
Nice. Do you know what color you're gonna you want?
The Moonswatch for my lad, and the yellow one for my girl.
Awesome. No, that's awesome. So you were saying that, so it was first 5 of you guys and then slowly just throughout the night it's kind of added?
Yeah, we rocked up about, what time did we rock up? 6 o'clock. And and then as the night's gone on, more people have joined the queue. And
by midnight, how many were there roughly?
Probably, there wasn't that many. There's probably a dozen.
Yeah.
And then the majority of people have come in the last probably 2 hours.
So it's 5:05 a.m. and this is a situation right now. And basically, the line that we originally had got thrown to shits because people just kind of jumped the queue and they ran for the door. So no one really honored the fact that people had been here from last night, which is just really poor behavior, to be honest. So basically now we're waiting for 5:30 a.m. when they are going to open all the doors to the shopping mall. And apparently it's kind of like a free-for-all thing because you'll just be kind of running in. No.
What? Hey, watch it. Yeah.
Stop! Oh my God!
Just don't hurt yourself. That watch is not worth it for you to be hurt. Yeah, it's up to you, but...
It's around your neck.
It's around your neck.
Sorry? It's around your neck.
We're doing our best presentation. We can't control how you've been seen here today.
Backdooring, bro.
back door in.
Guys, give a clap.
So it is 9:09 right now. They didn't really open at 9 o'clock exact because I think, I don't know, they just maybe didn't know how to deal with the crowds. So they let a few people in around like 9:02, 9:03, and they've just changed the rules to one per person. So I don't know, I don't know. On press releases and everything, they said it would be 2 per person, but they've just suddenly changed the rules to 1 per person.
Please, guys, please.
Okay. Can I take this one? Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So right now it is 11:15. We finally made it out. That was like so hectic. But just to show you the rest of the line that is still here at Chadstern. I'm not too sure if there still are any pieces left because I heard that they didn't have anything left. So yeah. So I'm back home now and I am so frazzled. Like the whole experience is just a bit kind of like, whoa, what happened? I got my watch by about 10:50 and by 11:15 they had finished up. They were done. It was like all gone for the day. There still was massive lines, although I think a lot of people had left due to like, I guess the security guards kind of telling them that a lot of people really back in the line weren't going to make it. It was just so hectic. Like there was so much going on, you know. There were lines. It wasn't even lines, it was just crowds and like people kind of bursted together in a blob, and it just got to a stage where it was so unmanageable because people were just pushing in here and there, and like to be honest, it didn't even end up making sense, or like it didn't even end up mattering that you came really early, because once they opened the door at 5:30 a.m. for Chadstone, at least, like people just ran to the swatch shop, and it got to a stage where people were kind of forming queues from all different areas. So we didn't have one centralized area that was like one kind of line that was a designated queue. You had people lining in from different places, and it was a bit unfair, because then you got people that like kind of came late but were just kind of lining up on the other side of the queue, and that's what caused actually a lot of the people to miss out. Like the guy I interviewed, he didn't end up being the first person in. He eventually got one, but he didn't get he wasn't the first person in. And you know, I did hear that another couple, they had gotten there around like 10 p.m. or 12 midnight the night before. It was definitely the night before. They totally missed out, even though they had been there. So I do kind of feel this could have been a bit organized better. Like if they had some kind of numbered ticketing system, or just like, you know, a designated, like just kind of make the line a proper line rather than a blob, because it was just so chaotic, and it was just so hard, because I think people that wanted to do the right thing were good, but like there were people trying to sneak in. Like you would be kind of queuing up, and they would just kind of like, you know, pretend to be chit-chatting and then try and come under the lines and stuff. So the line just didn't exist. There was no line, and then they tried to ask us to condense all into like one single file or whatever, but obviously no one was, so we kind of still stayed as a blob. So I mean, it was really hectic. I hope other cities manage it better, because this one was really chaotic, and in the end it just turned out to be, I think, like a matter of like luck and like where you were kind of positioned in the line. That's what essentially kind of determined what got you a piece at the end. And with that being said, I know that Australia was one of the first markets to kind of get the launch, and gradually we will have different markets kind of launching and everything. So just kind of to share a few tips with you before you guys kind of launch your action plan into this. First of all, understand that people aren't always going to be courteous. There are a bunch of people that will kind of follow the rules and kind of like play it right, but there are so many people that are just with that, like they don't care. Essentially, they're just willing to kind of get their hands on things, and they don't care about you. So just be prepared that it can be nasty. There were definitely aggressive moments. We had the police come in and intervene and like manage the whole thing. I don't know if that's normal in these kind of things, but we had the police there. So just be careful that people can be quite aggressive, because everyone just wants to get their hand on these. Second of all, they didn't end up letting us buy two. In the end, we only got to buy one. I don't know if this is due to the fact that they saw how intense queues were, but basically we only ended up getting one per person in the end, contrary to what they said of two per person. Tip 3 is be prepared to have other colors that you want, and I think sometimes you have to just make a decision really quickly. At the start, they were quite slow to kind of process people, but they started to speed up, and colors started to disappear. I don't know whether or not they have like equal kind of allocations to that, but the 3 most popular colors for our store was Moon, Mercury, and I think Saturn. Definitely Moon and Mercury were like the first ones to kind of go out, like maybe like maybe like an hour into kind of waiting. We started at 9 o'clock, and then I think by 10ish they were already saying that these were sold out. So definitely have backup colors prepared of things that you want. Bear in mind now they might cut it so that you only have one choice entirely. Number 4 is that different towns might also have different quantities as well. Depending on where you're located, there might be smaller quantities or more quantities. So based on our estimates, we do kind of think that the Melbourne store only had around 150 to 200, because that initial kind of blob of people was roughly 150 to 200, and that's when things kind of cut off. They shut up shop at 11:15, and that was it. They were done for the day kind of thing. You know, a lot of people were kind of saying that in Sydney they got a lot more stock. The word around town was that it was maybe like 50 per color, which kind of becomes 550. I can't verify this, but there is a kind of understanding that the bigger cities kind of got more, and unfortunately, like basically, you know, everyone else from Melbourne kind of missed out. So do bear in in mind wherever you guys are located that there might be less quantities wherever you are. So just kind of factor that in mind, I guess, as well. Number 5, if you do get one, congratulations. It is so much tough work, but it is so worth it in the end. And I think, like, you know, it is quite exciting. Essentially, I am really excited about the swatch, the collaboration. The colors are really pretty, but, you know, enjoy it. We went at 3:15, 3:30 a.m. So this was quite a long ordeal. It was like more than 8 hours. Was it fun? I mean, at times, yeah, kind of. I kind of enjoy, like, I kind of enjoy these kind of like things. I like the atmosphere sometimes, but would I do it again? Probably not. I just kind of think it was too chaotic. There are some that I have been to that are a lot more organized, which is great, but this one was just really chaotic, and you had people swearing at each other here and there. You had people staring down each other, nearly about to like punch each other. It wasn't pretty. So yeah, I mean, take it as you want. It is kind of a fun like thing to kind of join, I guess, but I'm not so sure if I would do it again. But that being said, I am really happy that we got one each. I have 2 to show you right now, so I'm going to do an unboxing and reveal just so that you can see what it looks like, especially on like a female wrist. But yeah, let's get to it.
So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet. Keep losing sleep while